Good morning, curious traders. It's a Friday, 4th of April, and what a week it has been. And before I wish you all a very good weekend, let's recap the week. Let's compare it a little bit on the statistics and what's about to happen, what has happened. Let's do some technicals, and I have a couple of comparisons on the current situation. This is my market analysis for today. You're looking at the daily time frame on the DAX. We don't trade on this time frame, but we start drilling down always from down here to hourly time frame, 15 minutes, and our entries and exits time frame of 5 minutes and even 3 minutes. If you're new to the channel, you can see my original video about this double stochastic strategy here, where I walk you through why and how I use the stochastic indicator. Why do I have two of them overlaid on top of each other? The other one is the fast one, moving with values 20-day look back period, 3 and 3 smoothing, and the slow one is moving with values 66-day look back period and smoothing. So have a look at it there on the card and compare it to your strategy. I would be happy to have your comment on what markets you trade, what kind of strategies you approach the markets with, and if you find this helpful at all, give me a like, and give me a like to notify other traders on this strategy as well. I intend to treat my trading as a business, and this is what this channel is for. We continuously buy more. We don't want to short, even in these market conditions. This would indicate us for future buying opportunities, and yesterday actually proved that wrong, because I was doing contra trades against the main trend on this daily and hourly time frame. If you looked at my couple of last week's trades on the channel, I've been very successful on every day and on daily basis, raking some 2 to 6% to 5.5, 7.5% on those contra trades, on those retracements. But yesterday proved it wrong, and that's how you can burn your fingers on the markets when they are dipping hard and it fails to go according to your view and strategy. But that's enough for being 2 times correct out of 3, and it keeps you a very profitable trader. But this is how a strategy works. You have to stick to a strategy and also sit on your hands when the strategy is not valid. Today, if we look at the events, what's about to happen in the US market, US employment report and unemployment rate will be out at 8:30 New York, and hourly wages year over year will follow. The man of the hour will be at 11:25. The Fed Chair Jerome Powell will be speaking. So watch out for that event, 11:25, somewhere between 5 and 7 my time. You better check that, what that local New York time is to you. 11:25 New York, Jerome Powell speaking. Very important and market affecting event every time. The stocks have been plummeting, as you know, here on DAX. Dow nosedived 1,600 points. S&P 500 and Nasdaq dropped the most since 2020 after Trump's tariff onslaught. Liberation Day, as he called it. By the way, talking about 2020, let's have a look at what the COVID times looked on the charts. Let's go here back to, this is 23. Here we're starting to approach the, no, not yet. Here, okay, this is COVID drop. Let's see what it did. This is the last death cross on February 20th, 2020. And first indicator on stocks turning, or the indices on the DAX turning downwards, was Feb 21st. And then we were then on the 13,700 level, and it dropped all the way to 7,977. So that was your measure right there in 2020, and now S&P 500 and Nasdaq has dropped the most since this event. We're looking at DAX naturally, but it's relatively comparable to US 500 and NQ 100. From close to 14,000 points to 7,900 points. And this happened from February 20th to the bottom was 19th of March. And obviously, if you took a long around here, this event, and you've been keeping your position, you would be very profitable, obviously. Ranging markets, more dips, but we'll move backwards from here. My old trades from those years are still there on the shorter time frames. But so what has happened now is nothing. This is just shy of 23,460 to 21,622. So we're talking about that 1,500 to 2,000 points range here, and nowhere near like 5,000-6,000 as it happened in 2020. But the past is not guarantee of what's going to happen in the future, as they say. So our major support will be here, drawn on my chart at 21,120-ish, where we're closing in rapidly. The fast stochastic is highly oversold and pulling down the slow one, and they are open to the downside. So we have to be very aware on what's happening currently and don't need to force ourselves into trades like I did yesterday. I'll show you in a bit here what happened on the 5-minute level. But this is it. Remember, a couple of weeks ago we were talking about this double top forming. Will it continue? No, it didn't. But this is not due to the mechanics of the market. This is obviously due to the US administration and the onslaught with the tariffs. So, like said, I believe yesterday that you can pretty much throw those technical tools out of the window right now and just read the news. Listen to Jerome Powell speaking today and write the markets this way, but I would highly suggest that this is a time where you wait for this confirmation that the oscillators will hit the 50 level again and then return to the markets. Maybe this would be a good time to just pool your money and start waiting for those buying opportunities. If you look at the major support levels, 21,120 as mentioned earlier, and then this yellow line, a major level here at 20,528. So there's still a lot of 20,000. Yeah, there's about 1,000 points still to this level. So, and let's not even talk about this ranging market that happened last autumn from September till November. If we're retracing all the way here, then it's 18,953. But anything can happen. We don't trade on the daily time frame. That's just a curiosity and point of interest compared to the overall market sentiment. Huge volatility, as you can see in the aftermarket, US aftermarket. Terrible swings if you're holding a position here leveraged like I was yesterday. So these were, by the way, the trades. You'll see them in a moment here. Very, very difficult to believe in your strategy if you're trading this kind of moves. Yeah, let's look at the snippet on the 15-minute. There you can start seeing already how I acted in the market. I didn't act on 15-minute as this wouldn't make any sense. Why would I go long here? But on the 5-minute, this is the story and my reasoning on taking longs and these market turns. So I was believing that this will continue to correct further, where we dropped heavily after Trump announced the Liberation Day tariffs. The oscillators, the fast one was highly oversold here and turned heavily to the upside. The slow one was way over the 50 level and was also grouping to the upside. I believed we're going to see this kind of movement here, where the oscillators would be grouping to the same direction and make a even higher high here. It failed, and I cut my losses right after I saw that it started dipping down, which was very correct since the price has since plummeted through the evening. Also, later, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I had enough of this downturn, and I was looking at the stochastics to be grouped together and moving to the upside, but it proved to be wrong, and there was a further weakness of the stochastics pulling and pushing further downward. So I rode a bit on this price going high, but initially it broke down and didn't prove to be the correct move. However, this would have been my go-to trade. I was about an hour early in this trade, but then as I cut my losses and I had enough losses for the day, so then I don't trade anymore during that session when I've occurred losses. So it's enough for me to be correct 2 times out of 3, and if this proves to be that 1 out of 3, then that's enough for me. And yeah, nothing anymore of interest during the later session. So this is how the strategy works for me. Sometimes the strategy doesn't work, but if it works 2 times out of 3, it's enough. Yeah, so Friday, 4th of April, Jerome Powell speaking, 11:25 New York, and some unemployment data reports coming out earlier, 8:30 New York. Those are curiosity points. Jerome Powell speech will be a very important and market turning event. Expect high volatility and be very careful. And be very careful if you're in the markets today. Friday. So you guys have a happy weekend, and let me know how you find the strategy. Do you trade DAX or do you trade the NQ, S&P 500 or other commodities or indices? Happy to know your strategy, happy to know about your markets and how you find this double stochastic strategy. Leave me a comment, hit the like button, and let's notify other traders about this wonderful opportunity on stop losing money on the markets and make consistent profits on daily basis. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.